Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of our Logic Gate series. So, in today's episode, we will be going over how to use logic gates in computers. So, like I said before, this is the third episode of the series, so I do highly recommend that you watch the first two episodes so that way you can understand what's happening in this episode. It's very unlikely you'll understand what I'm saying until you watch the first two videos, unless you do understand what I'm saying, in which case, don't watch the first two videos. But out of the three videos, I think that this is the most interesting video because we're actually going to be applying these logic gates. Before, we were just learning the fundamentals of these things and just how they work. And in today's episode, we're going to be using them. So, just a quick review. Um, when something is on, it's equal to 1. And when you turn something off, like that, it's equal to 0. So, on is 1, 0 is off. And then you can put that into these logic gates. And then the logic gates will do the logic and give you an output depending on what you put into them. So, and then in episode 2, we talked about, we went over the math, the min term and the max term formulas that prove the logic gates math to be true. It checks the math done by the logic gates. So far, we've only been using logic gates to turn on and off lights. And to be honest, turning on and off lights isn't very cool. So, um, like I said before, this is computer logic gates. So, in order to show how these work, I made a calculator. Yeah, because lights are boring, calculators are a bit cooler than lights. And right now I actually have stuff put in, so I'm gonna reset that real quick. Right here, right here. I'm just resetting the memory of the calculator. All right, now it's reset. So this is an addition calculator, and it's an addition calculator because I couldn't figure out how to do subtraction, multiplication, or division because I'm simply not that smart. But yeah, this does single digit addition, so 1 through 9. And let's see it in action. So this is the keypad right here. There's an addition button over there, and the reset switch is there. So let's put in a question. So let's, boom, 7 plus 4. Let's do 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4. And boom, here we go. 7 plus 4 is 11, and the light turns off for 11. So, yeah, all of these are signs with different numbers. They go from 0 to 18, which is the highest number you can get, which is 9 plus 9. And so, yeah, that's the calculator in action. Now, at first glance, you notice that you're not seeing any of these logic gates in the calculator. And you'd be right that I don't have these things in the same form. But I do have these same logic gates, just built differently. I just made them more complicated pretty much. And I'm not going to go over how it really works. I'm just going to give you an overview of what it does. So right here, this grid is actually just a bunch of AND gates. Each one of these, the blue is an AND gate, and then the lighter blue is an AND gate, and you have 9 in each row and 2 rows. 2 rows of 9, so we have 18 AND gates in this grid. And if I type in a number, the grid will just turn the number into bits. Bits are just combinations of 1, 2, 4, and 8. So you can just make any number, 1 through 9. So 1, then 2, then 3 would just be 2 and 1. 4 is right here. 5 is 4 plus 1. 6 is 4 plus 2. 7, 4 plus 2 plus 1. 8 is right here. And then 8 and 9 is 8 plus 1. So you can make any of the numbers out of these combinations. All this does is turns a number that you type in here into a bit formation so it can be calculated. Since calculators don't just calculate numerical values, they calculate in bits. So, like I said, we typed in 7 plus 4. So this is 7, so we have bit 4 plus 2 plus 1. So that's 7 plus the number 4, which is this bit 4. And it goes into here. These are adders, and I don't want to explain how these work because I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. They do math magic pretty much. It's got a lot of stuff going on, and this isn't what a adder should look like. I took a little bit of shortcuts by adding pistons instead of logic gates. So these aren't logic gates, but they should be. They would be in a normal computer, but since this is Minecraft, I used pistons because it does the same job, but it does it faster, and it's easier to build. And so yeah, these are adders. They just add the bits. You don't need to know what they do. For all of this stuff, I'm not explaining how it goes about doing it. Just a really quick rundown. So over here we have the bits. We have 8 plus 2 plus 1. So we put in 7 plus 4, which is 11. 8 plus 2 plus 1 is also 11. So that's the answer, but we don't want it to tell us the answer in this. We just want it to tell us that the answer is 11. So right here I just have a bunch of NAND gates, because over here to turn it into bits I use AND gates, and if I want to get it back into numbers, I'll have to do the opposite, and the opposite of an AND gate is a NAND gate. And that's why the correct answer is turned off instead of on, because AND turns stuff on, NAND gates turn stuff off. And I just have a pattern going on here of these redstone torches, and these other things don't do anything. They're just placeholders. So it's just a pattern of 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 5, 1, and 2, and then nothing over here. But yeah, it's just a pattern, and all of these are just bits turned into their numbers again. Just bits turned into their numbers again. And I will not go over the combinations and how they're turned into it. They just do. They just do, and that's all you need to know. So that's just a very brief overview. So let's just go over it again. These are AND gates that go into these pink things, which are NOR gates. These are just more complicated versions. And then adders, and then NAND gates, which give us the answer of 11. And just to show that this can do other questions as well, I'll reset it, and we'll type in something else. So for this next one, I'm thinking 5 plus 9. So I type 4 plus 9. We're going to do 4 plus 9, I guess. So 4, and it actually turns it on over here. 4, and then I'm going to do plus 9. Plus 9. 4 plus 9 is going to be equal to 13. And 13 is going to turn off. 13 is the right answer. So that's just showing you that this calculator can do math. It works. And it's just using these concepts and building on top of it. So that brings our series to an end. Thank you for watching this series about logic gates. I hope you learned something about logic gates, and I hope you found these videos interesting. If you didn't, tell me in the comments what I can do better next time if I do this next time, which I won't because this took a while. But yeah, give me feedback in the comments. I would like to hear it. And with that, thank you for watching and goodbye.